Hello, my name is Nathaniel Long. I'll be giving a briefing on our company called the Tigers. Um, I want to start off by saying I really enjoyed the simulation and my team and how well we work together. They always had good ideas to bring to the table, and since they worked and are currently working in HR, they always they always brought their experience, and I feel like what I brought to the table was my experience working in warehouses while before college and while I was in college, and also giving my input on, I guess, like hiring and managing people, because that's somewhat what I do now in the Army. All right, and let's get started. These are quarter 1 numbers. Our special decision that we chose was job rotation, enlargement, and enrichment. Every decision we decided to make was for the employees. All right, so our quarter 1 breakdown, we increased our training fund to 64,000. The benefits we decided to give were 1 extra vacation day, a sick day, or a leave day. We implemented the employee funded retirement plan, the term life and legal services, and dental and eye care. Um, we decided to do that because benefits are more important than you know wages or time off and things of that nature. Um, so that's why we decided to do that. And then the programs we implemented were the grievance procedure and HR information system. These are our numbers for quarter 2. Had mostly green, so that we weren't really concerned. We did want to dial in on the women employees and the racial minorities and our unit labor costs. So our breakdown for that for quarter 2, we noticed employees wanted better pay and training, so we increased the wages for the lower levels 1 and 2 by 0.5%, and we also increased the training by $1,000. Um, because of the quarterly budget, we weren't able to implement as much as we wanted to, or increase wages for everybody as much as we wanted to, because we simply couldn't afford it. So we decided to put money towards the benefits instead, and we implemented the tuition reimbursement and overall increased our benefits by 1.6%. We noticed that morale increased, and because we added employee participation programs and performance appraisal programs. Here are our quarter 3 numbers. Again, mostly green, mostly ranked number 1. The women employees were still an issue, and also the racial minorities. Our quarter 3 breakdown, with extra money left over from quarter 2, we decided to increase all level employees all wages by 1%. The training, uh, we increased it by 22,000 to combat the quality and productivity, and we also lowered the accident rate in doing so. The demographics, we went ahead and increased the hiring of women and minorities, and at the time, in quarter 3, we had 12% women, 8% minorities. Here are quarter 4 numbers, and for our special decision, we decided to for appraisals to be done by the supervisors, the subordinates, and the employee. We took that route because it's important for all parties to be involved. Like Dessler was saying in the book, it lets HR being involved lets the HR manager know that how the job works, what needed to be done for the job. The HR manager can also see what needs to be improved, or what can stay the same. Um, and not the subordinate, yeah, the subordinate and the employee themselves will be able to learn from the HR manager and be able to feed off each other. All right, here are our number for the quarter 4. Our demographics: the women increased from 60 to 80 employees, increasing another 12%. The minorities increased from 50 to 62, increasing 9%. We put more money towards training. We put 3,000 towards it. The accident rate is still on a decline, so we weren't worried there. And the quality and productivity rates are increasing, and they are at the projected rates that we had from the previous quarter. So there were no concerns there either. Gave more to the benefits. We gave 2 vacation days, personal day and or sick day, and morale increased by 80%. Employee relation, thanks to the programs that we set in place, the grievances are on a steady decline since the start of the program. Once we implemented the grievance policy, we had just an increase of submissions, but now that it's been going, it's starting to go down. All right, here are our quarter 5 numbers. We went ahead and developed a zero tolerance policy, and hired a consultant to develop and present a new training program. We did this to protect employees against sexual harassment and things of that nature. And we hired the consultant because we wanted the employees to know how serious we were taking the matters that were being brought up. Our quarter 5 breakdown: for training, we increased it by 4,000. Our accident rate is still declining because of the increased investment in the training, and our productivity is still increasing. The benefits we implemented were the Tier 2 coverage, high deductible, and overall increased benefits by 1.61%. Here are our numbers for quarter 6. A little concerning because we're still in the red on women and racial minority and the unit labor costs. Overall green and gray, so I mean it's still good, but not where we wanted it to be. And for our special decision, we decided to go with the employee stock ownership plan. We chose this because we wanted employees to feel like that they had some buy-in in the company, and just giving them investment opportunities other than just quarterly bonuses. They have buy-in in the company, so it'll make them want to stay longer. And then our breakdown: like I said in the previous slide, the women and the minorities, they're still red, still kind of low compared to our competitors, but we are still hiring more women and minorities. Morale is still high, and the absenteeism is lower by 48 days. And we had no changes to benefits nor wages. Here's our quarter 7 numbers. For our special decision, we decided to go with self-managed work teams. They'll be able to include aptitude testing for teams, make their own schedules, and self-appraise and make compensation recommendations. We chose these 3 because we felt like the supervisors are there with the workers every day, face to face, either doing the work with them or just supervising them all together. so they would better know how to make their schedules. If there's no reason to have workers there, 2 and 3 hours earlier or 2 or 3 hours later when they're already done with their work. At that point, they're just wasting their time and the company's money. So we chose to let them make their own schedules, and we chose to let them make compensation recommendations, and which they would recommend to the HR managers, and we would say yay or nay to it. And we chose to implement wellness, all the wellness programs to make sure that our employees have all the tools they need to be successful. Um, in this special decision, we seen that people were uh, might have had drug addictions or struggling with drug addictions. So that's why we chose to implement all the wellness programs. Our breakdown for quarter 7, there were no changes to wages, staffing, or training, and our team decided to weigh more on giving employees more benefits since we felt like we were in a good spot overall. So we gave our employees the employee sponsored plan and the incentive plan. Here are quarter 8 numbers. Um, for hiring part-time workers, we chose not to do it because we didn't want to risk having a higher turnover rate for no reason, nor did we want to compromise our productivity and our quality. A quarter 8 breakdown. We increased all the wages by 2% at all job levels. Training was increased by 12,000. Production productivity was raised by 2, meeting our projected numbers, and employee relation, our morale increased by 1, and grievances decreased by 2. Absenteeism also decreased by from 346 to 289, which was great. And here's the number for our demographics. Like I said in the beginning, hindsight is always 2020. I feel like we could have done a little better with women and the minorities, just looking at the numbers and how we compare it to the other companies. All in all, I did enjoy the class. I enjoyed working with the team. Like I said, they always had good ideas to bring to the table, and we all listened to each other, and we just bonded really well. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.